Great question. How does mortgage financing work? Well, if you remember from when you got your original mortgage, it's not a whole lot different. It can actually be a little bit easier than your original mortgage if certain things happen. For instance, we do have to requalify you for some types of loans. If you have a conventional loan, you want to refinance on a conventional loan, there is some qualification that you have to go through with income in order to do that. But you may not need to qualify with any assets, which may have been the biggest headache when you were purchasing your home. There are other types of loans, particularly government loans like VA, USDA, and FHA, where you may not even have to requalify. So we might not even have to get documents from you that will prove that you can afford the home, because if you're refinancing a government loan with a new government loan, the government says, well, we already have the risk. If we're going to improve your situation, we don't need to requalify you because we want you to have a better financial situation. We know you're more likely to be able to make the payments if we can improve your situation by lowering your interest rate and your payment. So a refinance versus a finance may be a little bit easier on the paperwork you provide us, but it also may not even require an appraisal. So it could be a little bit less expensive, and there could be a little bit less time involved in getting the refinance done. If you're not trying to take equity out of your home and you're just refinancing your existing debt to a better situation, you may be able to use the value of your house the way it was when you purchased it, or the system may say, oh, we know the value of your house well enough that we're not even going to require an appraisal, which could save you a week out of the process and certainly could save you $500 or $600 against what you paid when you financed the house to begin with. So the differences in a refinance versus a finance are potentially some, but the process itself is pretty simple, and it's pretty similar. You're going to complete a loan application, which you can do on the webermortgage.com. Or you can call us and we can do the loan application over the phone, or we can send you a link to complete on your phone. And once you do the application, we're going to determine what documents we need from you. We'll ask you for those documents. We'll submit the loan to underwriting. If necessary, we'll order an appraisal, and then any follow-up documents will get also to underwriting, and then we'll be able to close your loan. So typically I would say a refinance we can do in 2 to 3 weeks, where a purchase sometimes takes more because a little bit more documentation. So the refinance process is basically the same as the purchase process. It can be a little bit different, a little bit shorter, a little bit less documentation, and it might even be a little bit cheaper depending on your situation. Just call Weber Mortgage and we'll be happy to walk you through it.